Three-time champions England take on South Africa at the World Rugby Under-20 Championships for 2018. I'm Willie Losey, alongside me, former England international Tom May. And Tom, why can't South Africa beat England?
South Africa have relied heavily on their power game and have been matched by England in recent tournaments, and that's seen England under-20s get over the line in the past 4 years. But both teams have power combined with pace and guile in the class of 2018, and this is set to be an absolute belter this evening.
The fourth consecutive semi-final meeting between these two superpowers of rugby, and a strong England side.
A huge day for this England side, nearly a full team for Steve Bates to choose from, and they've got threats all over the field from 1 to 15. Gabriel Ibitoye is one of the most powerful players at this level. Both he and Jordan Olowofela provide the razor edge to the balanced play of Hardwick and Smith. Up front, Basham, Curry and Kapoku will need to be at their very best to hold up a robust junior Springbok pack.
7 changes to South Africa's side that was soundly beaten by host France 4 days ago. Only the captain, Morut Steenkamp, and Ace remain in the forwards. David Coetzee gets the pivotal number 10 shirt. Pretorius pairs up with Russ in the midfield, and it's a lethal back three with Green, Lombard, and top try scorer of the competition, one Disili Similani, on the left wing. South Africa are looking to repeat their success of 2012 and 13 by beating England here at the World Rugby Under-20 Championships for 2018. How do they respond, South Africa, after being beaten by the hosts comprehensively? A number of changes from the Springbok junior coaches. And they come in knowing that this is a very dangerous English side. And England have just gone about their work masterfully, and really that's why they have won the championship on 3 occasions.
Yeah, they have gone about their work quite quietly this tournament, and I think this is the time when we really get to see what they're about. Marcus Smith, he's been in and out of this side, hasn't he? But there's certainly a huge role for him to play tonight, and it's a really key battle between him and David Coetzee at 10.
We now just await the national anthems of England and South Africa. Good crowd, good conditions here in Narbonne, in the south of France. They love their rugby, and this should be an absolute cracker.
Mesdames et messieurs, je vais vous demander de bien vouloir vous lever pour les hymnes nationaux. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthems. Tout d'abord, first of all, the God Save the Queen.
It's a strong England forward pack when we look right through. Seville, Walker and Hayes, Kepoku, Scott and Hill, Basham and captain Ben Curry. And then into the backs where there is so much class, and White and Smith, the midfield of Hardwick, Dingwall, Ibitoy, Olufalo and Parton. In South Africa, number of changes. 6 in the forwards, Jess Murut, Ace and Stenkamp remain from their loss against France. And as for the backs, keep an eye on the midfield pairing of Pretorius and Russ, Similani, Green and Lombard, a massive threat to any side. Quality on the bench as well from both England and South Africa. Expect to see Grayson Butler introduced into the game early in the second half. Welsh referee Dan Jones, he's done a magnificent job. The policeman is calm, controls it well, and I know that his little daughter, well, she should be in bed, but she might be watching Dad on TV. And hello to Bronwyn. South Africa get us underway, and England should get first possession here. Basham goes high, lifted in the air, and he's brought down. And they'll just slow things down here, England, and play the power game. They're so good at this part of the game.
That's once.
There you can see Stenkamp. He's come through the middle, says the ref, and so England just fight to get to the ground, and this will be the first chance for White. Get his hands on the ball. Immediately shifts it one wide to Hill. Edward Hill at first receiver.
Hold in.
The box kick here from the Leicester Tigers half. It's a good kick too. It's given Olufalo a chance to get up and put some pressure on Kutsia, but he beats the first, won't get away from the tackle of
Release.
Big front row in Seville. Here's the South African captain, Murut. Salman Murut, he was involved in the 20s last year. The wide pass, trying to get the ball into the hands of Similani. They know what a threat he is to England. Ibitoy gets up there quickly to shut it down. Good start to the game this time, both forwards and backs combining.
Yeah, great combination between the backs and the forwards, especially for South Africa. You can see they're trying to play early doors. They were blown away, weren't they, against the French? Any opportunity, they're going to try and get their patterns into play here.
So the kicking game now continues as we taken by Green. Tyron Green did a lot of defending against France, but now he gets a chance to show his class with ball in hand. Represented South Africa's schools. Played fly half there. England have come and stole it. Curry, hands in the ruck though.
You weren't on the ball? No? Then you're off your feet when you played the ball. Okay, you weren't on the ball initially. Okay, you're off your feet when you played it.
You can hear quite clearly from Dan Jones. Certainly, I could hear down the mic. He told Ben Curry to get his hands off the ball. Just so tempting, especially when you're a proper dog like that in and around the breakdown. Oh, I don't really want to let go.
He's a terrific player, isn't he, Ben Curry? His brother Tom, obviously with the A team in South Africa at the moment, and that was a battle as well just a few days ago.
No doubt these guys would have watched that game.
They definitely would have. And the advantage here, White gets it straight away to Olufalo. Good to see a winger coming looking for work, and now they give it out to Kepoku. Joel Kepoku, he does a nice offload as well, so the forwards now combining, getting over the advantage line. Smith to the line, drops it out the back. Up from fullback is Parton. Now out to Ibitoy, it's gone forward.
Look on.
See the frustration there from Ibitoy. Should have caught that. Great play from both Smith and Hardwick. That's the balance that I was talking about. Those two ball players in behind. Can set free the likes of Parton, Olufalo and Ibitoy. Three very dangerous runners.
Okay, we set the standards in this first
filled that 13 slot, hasn't he, during this tournament as well. I think England opting for the good defender in Dingwall. Really need to be sharp in that outside centre channel during this next 80 minutes.
First scrum of the game, the first line out. Wasn't one cleanly from South Africa, but let's see how their scrum holds up here. Put under the blowtorch against France 4 days ago. That's a nice solid scrum, but there England put the squeeze on and they get the penalty. That sends a message to South Africa.
And look what it means. Not often you get a 13 running all the way to the scrum. Physical dominance, that's what this fixture's all about. South Africa, massive. Look at them as they walked out for this game. Hugely dominant in that area normally. Strong message from that forward pack from England.
Chukwini, Van der Merwe and Sandy up against Seville, Walker and Hayes, and look at this. The power comes on and the South Africans couldn't stay there. They just crumbled. Psychological win for England. Ball brought down from Basham, goes high, and now they've sacked it, but it's too late. That's truck and trailer. And no real advantage. They'll get the penalty here. And what do they do, Tom? Take the points?
Okay, it was too late on the collapse.
Take the points, but we've seen some outstanding belief, haven't we, in these under-20s through the tournament.
It's got to be immediate.
Corner it is. Clearly got a strong belief in there.
Well, they've tapped and gone. Trying to catch South Africa napping. Smith looked up, and now they get some running ball. Basham. That looked a little high. More like a seatbelt tackle, but now there's another advantage. Walker. Henry Walker needs some support. It finally arrives from the forwards who get there, and now White has the ball, looks out to the right. Curry just pops it one wider, does the England captain. White again, out to Hayes. Beats the first tackle, did well, the tight head prop. Stenkamp tried to get his hands on the ball, couldn't do it. Smith, who started it, gets it out wide, spinning, trying to get the ball down and couldn't. Wonderful defence from Tyrone Green.
Thank you.
Brilliant defence. Last-ditch defence, wasn't it?
Where's the... Yeah.
Needed to be good because Dingwall was twisting and turning.
Where's Mark Nutter, Yoko? Right here.
Great awareness from the England outside centre just to offload that ball.
Time off.
Try and keep it infield.
And that would be a massive blow here. It looks like it's Marcus Smith.
Okay.
And he's got involved. This is where the tackle occurs, but he's got injured there. You can see him down on the ground after he's passed the ball. That's where the high tackle, high shot come in. So they played the advantage, but that's not a good sign for Marcus Smith.
Okay, wait, time off, 10.
He took the ball very flat to the line. That's what you want from your 10. Being a real threat, engaging defenders.
Just hold the 10. Timo's there. No. Okay, yeah, have blood, fine, no problem. Happy, just clear up anything.
Look here as he gives the ball.
It's fucking late.
Lads, let's calm and do your jobs. Okay,
Hendrik Muller, ace was committed. There's no problem there at all. Someone, bit of blood for one of the South African players, and so Sile Zulu comes on, and that's good that he's up. Marcus Smith.
I tell you what, Marcus Smith would have had that all season as well. For Harlequins, here's the young kid. He's in at 10. Right, let's get straight down his channel.
Time back on.
But to be fair to him, he's a tough kid.
Yeah.
Second youngest Viva player at 18, 200 days in 2017.
Okay, we got a check, TMO, on foul play.
Actually going to check
by there, okay, so time off, lads.
Whether it was foul play, well, stand by. I thought that
with
number 8
no arms on 10 White after the ball game. We're just going to get the images up for you.
Thank you.
First one coming now.
Yeah.
Now, you're a forward, so you would think that was completely legit.
It's normal, mate. That's... Jeez.
If that was me, I'd be whimpering on the floor.
Just showing the last angle.
It normally happens in the backyard. He's committed to it.
Okay.
Really needed to show it, throw an arm out.
Tell you what I'm seeing.
Yeah, mate, go ahead.
Okay, the green player is late, and he's also dipping to lead with the shoulder. So I'm going to go yellow card against green.
Yeah, agree.
Well, we're going to get on 14 players.
Number 8 green, yes.
Okay, 8 green, please.
South Africa problems just magnified.
Okay, you've gone late and you've dipped the shoulder. Okay, so it's a yellow card. You've got an option penalty.
Hendrik Muller out of the Western Province region is going to spend the next 10 minutes in the bin.
Okay, we've gone over here for the penalty.
Good decision from Dan Jones.
Wait in, lads.
It's all about keeping this game safe.
Okay,
but now a real opportunity with the heavens having opened. A real opportunity for this England pack to get another one over that South African front 8.
Well, they've changed their mind, haven't they? They had the penalty out in front. They could have taken the 3 points. As soon as the sin bin was given, they've decided to go on the attack. Big Joel Kepoku, 126 Ks at the Saracens club.
That's fine, legal.
They win the line-up. Nice sack.
That's a more.
Now they look... to rumble forward again. It's White just patrolling things and asking his forwards to take it up again. It's Hill. More forward power. This time through Kipoku. Again, it's White. Good line speed from the South Africans. You can see them, they're racing up and making their first up tackles. 4 phases gone, pretty much gone lateral. Have England and now South Africa sense that they're doing well here in the contact area, defending their line well. White out to Smith, drops the ball out the back. And here's Olofello. 2 wingers combining. You can see Ibitoy in there as well. So good attacking play from the English. Good patient build-up and strong defence again from the South Africans. And they'll get rewarded. Wow, that's a big moment of the game for the South Africans.
So patient there, the junior Springboks, waiting for their opportunity to try and turn that ball over. That's what it's all about, the breakdown. England slightly blunt in attack, weren't they? They weren't getting over the gain line.
Sean Maloney sideline with us, and Sean, great defence from South Africa.
Indeed it was. Willie Losse, bonsoir to you and Tommy and everyone else watching on around the world. Conditions have turned in Narbonne. Rain predicted throughout the night, so expect a lot more scrums and a lot more aggro from the English at the set piece.
That line speed from the South Africans, Tom, was a real feature in that 8 phases where they defended their line. And yes, they might be down to 7 forwards, but wow. They got up and made tackle after tackle, and that put a smile on your face. And if you're watching this coverage in South Africa, I hope you're enjoying it. Again, the captain goes high and he brings the ball down. They're still inside their own half, though. The South African baby box. Van der Merwe's trying to get his hands on the ball. Eventually it works to the back of the maul. The call is one, and now they start to move forward. They inch towards the sideline. Van der Merwe, not too many options, but he breaks away and does really well to stay strong, to buy a few seconds. This is Pretorius. He runs into big Kipoku. They battle at the breakdown. England look interested. What does the referee say? Contest over. And now Berger will look to kick.
Bind in.
It's exactly the sort of defensive setup that England want. Ben Curry and Kipoku leading from the front.
They battle in the air. It comes back to Olofello. So dangerous in open spaces. Olofello. Good run from the left wing up. Keeps pumping the legs to get the advantage, and now out to the right. This is Dingwall. Ibitoy comes in to lend a hand. England on the attack inside the South African half. That's a 10-metre line that you can see where Hayes gets the ball and defender at the same time. Kick over the top from White is a good one. It's fantastic.
That's a great kick. Good game management from Ben White. He's had a good tournament. He knows exactly where England want to be playing the game. 77% possession at the moment for England, and 53% of that is in that final South African quarter.
All the way, Captain, no more.
Slightly inaccurate from time to time. I think they're lacking in a bit of fluidity. There's a couple of balls going down, not quite the crispness to their passing.
Murat couldn't control it, so an error at the line-out. England looking to try and cash in. South Africa have been down to 14 players for the last 5 minutes. Now Smith gives it off to Dingwall. He runs and Coetzee has to tackle him. Here come the England forwards, looking to try and get the turnover again. First up tackle's made. White out to Smith. Good line up here. The dummy would have done it, but Parton goes over. Yes! First try to England. It had to come. They've dominated with possession, territory, and Thomas Parton scores the first.
Great patience from England. As you say, Willie, this possession and the territory is turning itself into points. South Africa had nothing in answer to that English attack. I thought at one point Dingwall had just run completely the wrong line. The space was on the outside, but they recovered well. Good patience, didn't panic. Well, it was pretty generous from Hardwick, wasn't it? I would have tucked that under the arm and dived straight for the line.
I would have done the same. Very generous of Thomas Hardwick to give a nice ball to the London Irish fullback, who opens the account. 11 gone. First kicking opportunity for the Quins, the Harlequin number 10, Marcus Smith. Such a beautiful striker of the ball.
We're on that again. Okay. Lads, we need to hold. Okay, no, we're going again. It didn't go over. We're having it again. Reset.
It's a good decision from Dan Jones. Just one of the South African players running straight down that channel.
Just hold him off. There's not time to go off too early.
That's unbelievable. I know he's a young man, but you can't charge in front of the kicker at any level. Well, you don't want to give this guy a second helping. First one missed. This could punish South Africa by 2.
Thought that was 2-ball golf again, Willie. Spoken about it earlier on in the tournament, didn't we? Second shot, always down the middle of the fairway. That one just swung away to the right. Pretty bizarre. 30 seconds of play as we see a repeat. Good awareness from Tom Parton, just get underneath that tackle. I know at his club they've talked about him as a 10 and a 15. They weren't quite sure of where he was going to end up playing. Certainly a very, very good ball player.
Well, his mum represented England, the under-21 hockey. She'll be here, or she'll be watching at home on television. I'm very proud of her son and the try that he has scored. And now England looking for an exit play here.
Hey, oh, no, ball was out. Ball was out.
The ball was out. Well done by Berger, coming through at the right time, but England's still in control with possession. And again, they'll go to the forwards to just try and rumble it forward a few metres. Pretorius back in jersey 12. Spent a bit of time just getting taped up. You can see him in the midfield there with the headband.
Just need to be patient here, England. Don't want to rush your exit plays. Make sure everyone's got their roles and responsibilities right.
And that's a good play. That's smart play from this young English side. After you've scored points, you want to make sure that you get out of your own red zone. And Sean Maloney, that number 8, Hendrik Ace, he was sitting alongside you and he made you look small.
He's a big unit, he is, and I'll tell you what, he's pumped to get back on there. Last 2 minutes he spent down his sideline bashing his head on the little shelter we've been tucked under, so when he gets back out there, will he look out?
There goes Van der Merwe. Nice pass out to Kutse. He goes into the contact, came on and made a real impression in the game against France, and so did this man here, Chuck Weenie. No nonsense, sort of loose head prop.
Good. No contest, fine.
Here's the captain, Salman Murit. Again, it's Berger. They go a little wider this time, Kutse. That pass drifted forward from Russ, but play on, says the ref.
In line.
Lombard found a little bit of space. Now South Africa in the ball. It's been lost from Stenkamp, the kick downtown. Plenty of white shirts getting up there quickly. Green will win the race. Tyrone Green from the right wing. Now he's there on the left and throws a hospital pass. Nice tackle from Olawafela.
Stay positive, good.
South Africa still in control. Lombard.
Use that line. Use that line.
Got a Ward 8C pass from his teammates. He's done well to hold on to it as well. And I hope it's not Ward 8, that's the maternity. It's cleared from Berger. Nice passage of play from both sides.
Yeah, it was a great kick downfield. You see Ben White getting after his kick. You see the replay here. Worked so hard, as did Gabriel Libertoy. And Olawafela following up on the inside as well, but you do not want that as a fullback getting lobbed inside from Tyrone Green. Cheers.
They win the line out to England. Inside ball to Libertoy, beats the first. Now some nice moves. Good lineup out to the left again. Smith is calling for, they've got numbers. Now quick hands required, straightening it up is Hardwick. Hardwick gets over. Well, he delivered a pass that he could have scored the first, and he helps himself to the second. Brilliant play from England.
Great finish from Tom Hardwick. He chose the hard one to go for, but he finished it off brilliantly. Set piece move. Bring in your threat, your strike runners. Libertoye just busting through holes. Straight through Van der Merwe. And then England got both sides to attack from really difficult for South Africa.
Thank you.
He had 3 overlap, didn't he? Good pressure from England, turning into points.
Well, in 10 minutes, they've scored 10 points, Sean Maloney, and that's what happens when you get a person in the bin.
Yeah, that one really hurts, doesn't it? Big Ice about to come back onto the park now. Smith with a chance to bounce it out to 12 points inside that time he's been off the field.
Smith looking to adjust, and he has nicely. The draw on that occasion, and this is quality play from the right winger for England.
You just want to get your best runners involved in your play, and certainly Oluwafela and Ibitoye just getting involved as much as they can, coming off their wing. They're not being lazy, they're not hugging in those 5-metre channels. They're the threats, they're the pace and the power. Get involved.
It's semi-finals football. This is the business end of the competition. And South Africa well aware that they have not beaten England since 2013.
No.
England won the final in 2014.
9, look to use it, please.
Then they won the semi in 15, 16 and 17, just creating a little bit of space there for White to clear it down to where Kutsia gets it into Lombard. He can shift. He's got nice footwork too for a fullback, not too much of him, but can beat defenders. Berger to his captain. They hold on to possession here to the baby box, and here's Chuck Weenie. Again prepared to carry it forward.
Getting lost off feet.
Kepoku can't put his hands on the ball now, but Kutsia just gives it a late little ball to that was Russ, actually, the centre. That's gone backwards, and Kepoku helps himself to the ball. Good support coming in from Edward Hill. Big numbers to the left, and Basham, first receiver, gives the ball out the back. They've got some running backs here, and they eventually get out to Oluwafela. England building nicely here after the turnover. Now Basham, strong, and beats a couple of defenders. The man that started it gets over and finishes it. Oh, he's just lost it forward. Joel Kepoku tried to do the Inspector Gadget arm, but he's lost it.
It was a pretty good effort as well, wasn't it, from Big Kepoku?
9.
England just getting over the gain line time and time again. That's what's making it so difficult for South Africa at the moment.
Use it. I've told him not to come round, okay?
Well, we talked about the rain that had fallen recently, and that's the result of a greasy ball, because there's no problem with the size of his mitts, that's for sure.
Time off, yeah. 7 green, please. 7.
They're starting to fall off a number of tackles.
7 green replacement. 7.
8 missed tackles by the South Africans, just 1 from England, and that's the reason why the scoreboard reads 12-0.
I'll watch it. No, because there's miscommunication. Yeah?
Awareness as well from Kepoku as well, wasn't it? He was the one that picked up on the loose ball. I know at Saracens they're really excited about this guy. Spent a lot of the time this season injured. You can look for the size of him. Massive man. Certainly got a big future ahead of him.
Relax, hold on. Seconds are away, wait.
BJ Dixon on in jersey 19. You can see him packing down on the side of the scrum, the man they call Ben Jason, or BJ. Another out of the Western Province area. And we saw what happened in the first scrum, where England put some heat on, and imagine they're having a little conversation there, the boys in the concrete room, the concrete mixers, there they are, the popos, the big fatty popos up front.
Sorry, same mark. Thank you.
You can call him fat, I won't do that.
It's international.
Let's go, Smell, they're on the scrummage.
Really interesting, just looking at the tackles missed.
Let's have control.
From England, there's just 1, 11 for South Africa. Job's not going to be getting any easier with a defensive stat like that.
Zach Berger out of the Sharks. Region and Natal, and they'll get the penalty. Boy, they are under all sorts of pressure of South Africa.
There's no pressure on him, he's gone straight up.
It's gone straight up, says the Welsh referee, and that will come at the relief for some of those tight forwards wearing South African colours. They just can't get their hands on the ball. South Africa, that's the biggest problem for them at the moment. Never look at these. The carries and the meters made.
Well, the number of carries is reflective of the possession, isn't it? Meters made speaks for itself, but gain like success, that's the key one. So difficult for the defence to get back in place, to get back into system.
And they've won the line-outs. They're back to 8 forwards, and now they look to try and muscle up against England. It's slowly moving forward. Van der Merwe has got it in the back. Berger will ask for it shortly. Now they've got to play it.
Good, he's broken.
He's broken and goes to ground. Immediately they get there and support Berger. Goes straight up in the air. Green comes to put them all onside, alongside his first 5, and Coetzee. The ball bobbles and comes back to Berger, out to Mudut, to Steenkamp. Good tackle coming in from Hardwick, had to be made, and now Coetzee, not too many options, running into a few of his teammates. Looks down the channel where Jordan Aloafella claims it easily, and as easy as you like on that reliable left boot. Kicks it down to Lombard. He looks to try and send it back with interest. Smith will take it with plenty of time.
Inside.
Marcus Smith.
Stop, 3.
Down the middle of the field on this occasion.
Better.
Green comes across, but it's Similani. Just not getting too many chances, Similani. And the game of forceback continues.
Inside, waiting.
Well, they both can kick the ball 50 metres, we've seen that. And now Lombard. Again, it's Oluwafela, whose twin brother, Ryan, had success in playing for England in London and in Paris at the Sevens, and now Coetzee. Yeah, it's a kicking fest, and the crowd are getting into it as well. Marcus Smith will do his part to find some space. Instead, he finds Ibitoy. This is what you want to see. Ibitoy with ball in hand through the defenders. Now the pass to White. White with players queuing up, the dummy, and the finish. Spectacular.
That is absolutely outstanding from England. Don't get bored with the kick chase. Don't get bored no matter how much booing you're getting from the crowd. And then when you find a poor kick, react to it. Well done, Marcus Smith and Gabriel Ibitoye. They pounced on that poor kick and they made the South Africans pay.
Have a word with 3, just tell him to stop after the kick.
What about this lead-up work, guys, from Ibitoye? Just so lethal. Gets in the backfield, away he goes. And they were stacked, weren't they? Racked and stacked both sides, and in back play after the try score went through. You saw Ibitoye hooping it up with the rest of his team. He is into this big time.
That's just really accurate counter-attack play from England. As we see Marcus Smith knock over the extra 2, making it 19-0. So accurate in the way they attacked. Look at this, Ibitoye. Power, pace. He's got no idea really where he's going, but the lads did brilliantly to get up with him. And then Ben White just doing what a good number 9 does, tracking down the centre of the field. Coming up trumps.
Winners in 2013, 14 and 16. England looking for their fourth title, rather. The bridesmaids in Georgia 12 months ago. And they look like they mean business here in the semi-finals. Coetzee gets it down to where Basham gets a shoulder. I think it's a South African captain that may have come off second best in that exchange. Still on the ground. There's Mudut. Thankfully, he's on his feet now. Coetzee takes it. Lombard wants it, but Coetzee wants to take on the challenge. And the nice tackle there from Hill. He's done a lot of defending and attack as Edward Hill, the number 6 for England. Berger looks for the ball. The counter ruck is good from England. They've gone straight over the top, and now, but they flopped down on it. Needed to control his body weight, didn't he?
He did, and I think there's a suggestion from Dan Jones that he played the ball with his hands, which you can't do in the breakdown. South Africa just finding it really difficult to get into their attacking structure. If you compare the two teams, just a bit blunt in attack, using their forwards time and time again. England, well, they're attacking the ball very flat to the line with runners out the back, giving them real options. Just showing the reason why Dan Jones gave that.
Van der Merwe gets it in. Beautifully taken by Norkia, the 2-metre Bulls lock.
Here, come back.
former softballer as well, as the number 5 for South Africa, and now they give it out to Pretorius. Nice straight running from Rikus Pretorius. Now they look to bounce back the blind side. Here goes Green. Oh, he took on the defence of Kepoku and just about got around the outside of him. Nice to see a winger with confidence.
Well, just on Joel Kepoku, got a rugby league background, played a lot of rugby league as a kid, fellas.
Okay, I'll manage him, yes.
6'5", 125. You want to make it count when you try to get around him.
Yeah, okay.
Just we see the tackle stats come up on the screen. Only 2 tackles missed, 13 for South Africa. This is one of their very first visits up into that England 22.
Murat goes high and brings it down, does this outstanding captain. And now it's back to Chakwini. They rumble forward to South Africa. There goes Chakwini, spotted a gap. The pass out to Berger wasn't great. And now White just clears it with interest. The ball bouncing, Lombard will get back in time. Still in play. Now Lombard looks up. Here goes White, who made the kick. They make the tackle, and now out to the right-hand side comes Dixon. The nice offload to Buthelezi. He's got some players on the inside, has the number 6, the blindside flanker. They buy a bit of time, and again they give it to Dixon. Dixon into the contact. Berger screaming for the ball. Eventually, it's Sunday who gets his hands on it. Here's Chakwini. He's good for a big man. Does his core responsibilities, and now Russ coming in looking for some work from the midfield. The pick and go. South Africa, 5 phases, looking to try and open their accounts. This is Ace, the man that spent time in the bin. Curry looked to try and steal it, and there's Sunday again.
Hands away, Southern!
Now they've got to release it. Does the England captain, he does eventually. You can see what the attack here is from. The South Africans just in close, looking to try and outmuscle England. They've got over, but they're held up. It'll be a 5-metre scrum.
That's good play from South Africa. With Buthelezi and also Tyrone Green getting on the front foot. Trying to make some inroads into that English defence.
Okay, time off.
Haven't had a huge amount of chance, but also then reverting to type. This is how we saw them get back into the game against France. Did brilliantly the other night to claw their way back into that game.
That is tremendous defence from Hardwick, wasn't it? His dad, Rob, had 1 cap for England, the second 5'8", but committing himself to making sure that ball wasn't going to touch the ground.
Check his shoulder, his shoulders. Not just release this. To me, I looked at him, he was square, and you've just come really, yeah. Even if his shoulder releases? Just keep down, yeah.
Ben White. Another one out of the Leicester Tigers, and so you mentioned it as well, Tom, that a number of these English players played at the club level, played at a very high level, and they're bringing all of that intellectual property with them into this, the cauldron of a semi-final of a World Championship.
Yeah, I think when you see young players get given an opportunity at senior level, the development you see and the pace with which that development comes,
the set was much better,
it's clear to see. You know, the likes of Marcus Smith, Ben White, Ibatoye had some good senior experience, as has Ben Curry. Some big futures ahead of these guys.
You have done, you've gone down quite early, just hold on for them, okay?
Look at them. It's no
There he is. Fendulani. Buthelezi. Jersey number 6, he's come in. Had a good impact on that build-up. But they need some reward here, do South Africa. They need some points before the break if they're to stay in this contest.
It's a difficult area of the field for England to defend. South Africa managed to get clean ball here and either get one of the sides of the scrum up just so they can take one of the flankers out of the game slightly.
Okay? We keep holding, we hold, because otherwise we'll be scrummaging all day.
Why wouldn't you just give it to Wandisal Similani, who's top try scorer in the competition with 5? He's standing out on the wing. I'll tell you what, he's been out there by himself for most of the 30 minutes as well. Such a talent. It's such a shame he's not getting more ball in hand.
Seconds go.
Yeah, they go strong in that 13 channel, aren't they? Manuel Ras beat 5 defenders against France in a good game. But certainly Similani is one of the players that South Africa want to have the ball in their hands.
Ball is fed, and front rowers come up, but they keep it going. They're going to get the advantage. Why would you just pick and go here? They get the penalty. What's the mindset of the South African side? They're going to go again. And Sean Maloney, they desperately need points.
Well, they have been doing all the work in defence through that first 20 or so. Finally, some field position for them, Willie Lossay. But the scrum, well, we've seen them cop some tap there from this English forward pack. So work to do here.
I'm kind of surprised, along with what Sean's saying there, Tom, that they opted for the scrum. They really got a hard time on a couple of occasions, and this could easily play into England's hands here.
Could do, because they've certainly been under pressure, but I think it's an area that they've obviously got a lot of confidence in themselves. Reverting to tight.
Let's go, Hazy.
So we're into the last 9 minutes of this, the first half, the first semi-final.
Front rows, come here, please.
And now it's time to have a chat.
Stop. Okay, we haven't got enough control before the bind, on the set and after the set. Okay, it needs to improve, lads, okay? We need to get better. Yep.
That's what I like about Dan Jones, is that he's accurate and he has a great appreciation for the game, but also he doesn't speak in diatribe. He tells them exactly what he wants, and now it's on the players to respond.
You just want a referee to be very clear, very precise in what they want. You know exactly where you stand then as a player.
Crouch. Bind.
Big moment of the game, this.
Set.
For South Africa. They need points. Scrum is their ace. Now they've got to play it. Berger gets it straight out to Pretorius. He goes 3 short. Options left and right. Berger out to his captain, Murat. He's 2 short. The pick and go game from the South Africans.
Let it come, White.
Again, it's in close. Chakwini picks and goes. Can't get his 125k frame over the line. Sandy has a go. Again, England respond. And South Africa in numbers now. First tackle's made, they're now just inches short. Got to get out of there. Does Seville. Here's Van der Merwe, scored against France. Can't get over the line here on this occasion. Chakwini will though. The big man's over. Aluluto Chakwini gets in for South Africa. In fact, it's Sazi Sandi. My apologies, the 2 big guys rolling their sleeves up and getting the try for South Africa.
Well, Sazi Sandi getting over in the corner, but England ran out defenders, didn't they? South Africa so strong in that area, just smashing into the contact time and time again. England just ran out of numbers, and in the end, well, you're not going to stop someone with the power of Sazi Sandi from that distance.
Out of the St Andrews College, a Western Province product, and 126 kilos of prime South African beef.
Thanks.
I think he's selling it short. I think it's closer to 136, Willie. Great put down from the Giant.
Gianni Lombard, another product out of Paarl Boys. You hear about these schools, Craven Week, how they come through the system. Under 17 athletics champion as well at the 400-metre hurdles. And what about that, with an exclamation mark from the fullback. South Africa are back.
Great kick from Lombard. As we look at the possession, well, South Africa right back in this. It's 50-50. Clawing their way back into the game, as we know they're capable of.
Well, they needed that try after spending a bit of time inside the England 22. Kutsia will look to just put the ball in touch and get his forwards coming up towards the halfway.
Great clearance from Kutsia. Didn't have a huge amount of time. Difficult for him, he's had to step in some pretty big shoes. Damian Willemse missing with a knee injury. Very difficult for him to step into those shoes and fill them. He's a top player for South Africa.
There's Henry Walker out of Gloucester. And his club debut against the Barbars feeds the line out. Accurate throw as always to White, to Smith with a lovely little deft kick that's read beautifully by Green. Now the back 3 for South Africa with some space. Lombard is there. Here goes the fullback. He gets an offload as well, Kutsia. Oh, nice shot. Put on Kutsia from Dingwall. Now they get it out to Similani, and he stepped into touch. He's got to go looking for work, doesn't he?
He has to come off his wing. There's a good break from Green, but an unbelievable shot coming in.
I don't like the huddle. Let's
there from Hardwick. Was it Hardwick? Looked like it. Whoever it was a destroyer.
Someone's going to be looking in the rear-view mirror from now on. And that was David Kutsia, who got the shoulder of Dingwall, I think it was, in 13. Position you know very well, having played for England in that position. A nice pass there from Smith, just gets the ball and just lightly pops it into his forward and Basham. Counter-ruck comes in from the South Africans. England are there, though, in numbers. Smith has to go in and play halfback. Not a great pass back to Hardwick. And he kicks it down to where Similani lets it bounce. Keeps it in play. Looks to return it with a little bit of interest. Over the head now. And rolling towards the touchline. Just picked in time, and I think that's Hardwick again. He's going to find touch. Berger gets it in quickly to Lombard. South Africa wanting to pick up the pace of the game. England equal to the challenge. Good line chase from the forwards to get up. Here's Dixon.
Can you pull the way? Play on.
Ben Jason Dixon to the short side. They go through their captain. He won't stop trying, and that's a nice steal from Ibatoy, who got involved. Now they play on. South Africa look to get the ball back, and they've got it.
Knock on.
And Dixon can't take the pass.
Scrum only.
Some basic errors been made here by the South Africans. Wet conditions, and also just perhaps just a lapse of concentration there. But White back to Smith. He sees acres of green grass, and it's Tyrone Green that gets back. Beats one, beats two, then the miracle ball over the top to Lombard. That's beautiful South African play. Down to Ibatoy, who helped set up one of the tries earlier, the third. So strong is Gabriel Ibatoy. Started his career as a lock and a loosey, and then was too quick, so they put him on the wing.
Stay captain.
White to Smith, sees some space, no one's at home. Down that left-hand flank, Kutsia's got it, he's dropped it. And again, an error is going to give England a nice chance to score before the break.
Yeah, individual errors, they're costing South Africa at the moment. England quite happy to just keep pushing the ball in behind, making sure that South Africa have to turn. England have got a good kick chase, to be fair. They're applying pressure in that area.
Well, they are a rugby smart crowd, aren't they, down here in the south of France? It's been an amazing fortnight so far. We've been here in Narbonne, we've been down in Perpignan, up in Béziers as well, and they have ridden every match. It has been great across the last fortnight. And don't forget, guys, we've got the big one tonight as well down the road in Perpignan. New Zealand v France, the winner of that playing the winner of this one.
Yes, that's the second semi-final.
Okay, time back on, lads, just go, water off.
Now the great thing we've spoken about in other matches, Tom, is that this is the venue for the 2023 Rugby World Cup. And if this is a taste of what we're going to get in 5 years' time, viva la France.
I think on some of the displays we've seen as well from these under-20 sides, we've got to really appreciate the sorts of players that they come through the systems. They'll be key to that 2023 programme.
You're so right. Some of these players we will see in 5 years' time wearing the senior shirts. 596 graduates have come through the under-20 programme since 2008, now in its 12th year. And that is an incredible stat, 596.
Play advantage. Advantage.
They're going to get the advantage. Why not try and cash in, use Ibatoy again? They loop around. Coming from the halfback position was White, but they read it well, South Africa. Good clean out.
Penalty advantage, 9.
They've still got the penalty advantage. Smith, kick over the top. Ibatoy chases. If it stays in, he'll score. Denied by the post.
No advantage, come back.
Well, there was no one in sight but Gabriel Ibatoy, and the bounce of the rugby ball
Okay, hinge.
meant they missed scoring their fourth try.
Brilliant vision from Marcus Smith. Just saw there was two forwards ahead of him. Tapped that ball over the top.
Okay, time off.
It was Ace, wasn't it?
Yeah, 1 minute.
And also Ben Jason Dixon. And that's when Ibitoye's eyes, they would have just gone wide as anything. Oh, I'm in here.
Time back on, okay? Post option, okay?
Ben White's getting a little bit of treatment, and this is a sign of respect from England to South Africa. They're going to take the points that are on offer.
I think that's probably right.
Well, guys, if you're wondering if the wind is favouring either of these two sides, the answer is no. Just swirls around here in Narbonne, so neither team playing with the benefit of the breeze. Tricky shot at the sticks, this one.
.66% for this young man. Looks at the post, turns and starts running away. He knew that he had struck it nicely.
Time for the restart.
That's Steve Bates, the England coach we just saw on screen. He'll be pretty happy with that first 40 minutes from England. 22-7.
Now they've passed the milestone as well, England, because they only needed 9 points to pass 1,800 points in the World Championships, and down to Hill. Now in referee's time, and England will just want to get to the changing sheds. Surely they give it to Smith, and he just kicks it into touch. And that's nice play from these young men. 3 tries and a penalty for England. The try to Sandy for South Africa, and at the break it is England leading South Africa in this, the first of 2 semi-finals, by 22 points to 7.
On est vite un peu perdu sans mobile. Orange vous prête un mobile en 24 heures en cas de casse, de perte ou de vol. Orange.
Going back for the penalty.
First one coming now.
Yeah.
Let's go, what are you doing, boy? Let's go. It's okay.
Just showing the last angle.
Just confirm 8.
Number 8 green, yes.
Okay, 8 green, please. 8. Where are you? Okay, you've gone late and you've dipped the shoulder. Okay, so it's a yellow card. You've got an option penalty. Do you want it there or there? Hold. Okay, advantage over.
Dixie, go down!
Fight.
Dixie, go down!
Fight.
Ça faisait pas partie des objectifs, mais bon, ma famille n'y connaît pas grand-chose au rugby et il me disait qu'il fallait que je marque un essai à la bonne, donc je l'ai mis, donc c'est bon, c'est fait. Rendons-nous à HSBC Paris-Saint-Denis et plus particulièrement auprès des féminines. En novembre aura lieu la traditionnelle tournée d'automne. Ce sera l'occasion de retrouver les 15 de France qui se mesurera à l'Afrique du Sud et au Fidji au Stade de France et à l'Argentine.
Well, welcome back to our coverage of the World Rugby Under-20 Championships from Parc des Sports et de la Met here in Narbonne, the fourth consecutive semi-final meeting between two superpowers of rugby. It's South Africa battling the men in white with the Red Rose of England. I'm Willie Losay. Sean Maloney is with our sideline, and former England international Tom May is upstairs here. And Tom, they'll be pretty pleased with their first 40 minutes.
Yeah, England will be pretty happy. Their coaches will want them to keep playing in the right areas of the field and also to keep taking their opportunities. They've been very accurate in that area when they've had a half chance. They've wanted to get over the whitewash. South Africa, they just need to be a bit sharper in attack and I think reduce the number of individual errors they're making.
I was going to say, Sean Maloney, if you had your coaching hat on for the South Africans, what do they need to do in the second half to try and turn things around?
Field position, Willie. They need field position. They were hammered from the outset, from the kickoff. They were under the pump, and England capitalises. I tell you what, guys, just getting alongside Big Gabe Ibitoye, he is just enormous. I mean, he is tuned.
He's a fine athlete, there's no question about that. And these young men are on the world stage, destined for greatness. As Marcus Smith from England gets us underway, he goes straight down into the South African 22, and again pressure from the kickoff, not concealed, not taken, and now Oliver Fallow gets it, and he gets ace at the same time. Ace has managed to steal it back for South Africa. Good play from the number 8. Back to Parton. Got us underway with the first try of the match to Thomas Parton.
Release, tackle!
Tackle made by Sandy. And now it's White out to Kepoku. Carts the ball forward nicely. Again, it's Smith. They go a little wider on this occasion. Hill was through the gap, just couldn't keep his footing, and now Pretorius looking for the steal, gets the penalty and gets the reward. In fact, it was Russ that was over the ball.
Yeah, great steal from Russ, and it was actually him and Pretorius that chased upfield, forced Parton back on the inside. That was what allowed South Africa to sit on top of that English counter-attack.
Oh, that's a lovely kick too. They looked a little nervous at the start of this, the second half, bobbling the ball inside their own 22, but this is great play from Russ.
Yeah, look at the body position, so difficult as an attacking team to try and get underneath that player. Really difficult to remove them if you go over the top.
Van der Merwe from the Lions finds the Norkia, gets the ball back as well, and now South Africa go to work in the forwards. They rumble and march forward 5, 6, 7, 8 metres. Now 10 out from the England line. Here goes Van der Merwe, he breaks out, but his forwards don't know that he's gone. He's got to be careful here not to get isolated. They pick and go through Dixon. 5 short, South Africa, much better start from the baby box. They must have got a rev up from their coach. They've got to leave it. Ball is there. Here goes Sandy. Scored 1 to the big man. Walker holds him up. Eventually he fights and gets the ball to ground. Again in the close contact areas. Hill looking to try and steal it. Can't get his hands on the ball. Now Norkia just leaves it. It's a good run. Good explosive power being used here. 5 phases, they'll get the advantage, so the penalty is going to come for South Africa. They pick and go again. They need to go a little bit wider. It's easy to defend for England. And again, it's just the pick and goes. 8 phases, England have stolen the ball. South Africa will get the penalty.
South Africa sticking with what worked for them in the first half.
Okay, he is legal with the steal, but we've got an offside advantage from here, okay?
It was a good steal from Ben Curry.
Offside. Okay, you are legal.
But certainly, as Shawnee said just a minute ago, the territorial battle is key for South Africa. Straight back down England's end of the field, keeping hold of the ball.
And they're going to back their line out here. Thought they may have gone with the scrum. It was good field position for them to attack. But they kind of feel that they've got a dominance here in the line out with their drive. And now it's a full line out. With the Ledzi in the back. Norkia has been the go-to guy with the headgear on. On this occasion, they lift their captain, and immediately it's dangerous. Coming in and taking him out in the air.
8.
You can't get underneath the jumper like that. Dangerous play.
Okay.
I think he might have also been helped over by his own player, actually, as well.
8.
Tell you what, may have picked it up there. Simon Morut, who's the captain, who gets up and wins it there. You can't play a player, you can't touch a player in the air. He's gone to the referee and just reminded him. This time they find Norkia. He comes down safely, and then England put the squeeze on. South Africa respond. They start to get the feet pumping. Van der Merwe's got it. They break, and they're over. South Africa score. Wonderful work. And I think it's, yes, it is. The man that was in the sin bin, Hendrik Muller, ace, gets over.
What a response from South Africa early on in this second half. Just 4 minutes gone, and Muller ace. Well, he's had 10 minutes rest, hasn't he, in the first half? wants to repay his team, and boy has he done so. South Africa right back in this game now, taking on England right up front, at the heart of where they've been dominated. An ace. Well, they rumbled over from 5 or 6 out.
Thanks, mate. No, perfect now.
You called it, Sean Maloney. You said they needed territory, and that's exactly what they've done.
And we also called that ice would make a big impact when he came back onto the field. As I said, he was sitting in the sin bin chair, belting his head against the back of the shoulder. Thought he was going to bring the stadium down, he's so big. Gets on the board, the big ice man.
Gianni LOMBARD converted the first. This to bring it to 8 points. Oh, he's made nice contact, but just stays out wide.
Good body position, just splintered, didn't they, that English defence? Ended up non-existent. Need to just regroup, calm themselves down a bit, England.
Hendrik Muller-Ace was part of the team in 2017 that suffered the loss to England 24-22. And now England look interested, but it's Green that's got the ball. Dingwall thought he had a chance. Toku goes flying in.
No, on the contest.
Berger. Forwards again, just asking the English forwards to be a little bit honest in their defensive work, and eventually they get the ball into touch 10 metres inside their own half, South Africa.
Well, Tyrone Green, over the past couple of games, he's had to do some clearing up work, hasn't he, for his team? He's done brilliantly. Been put under real pressure on his wing, and time again he comes up trumps.
It's one in the year from Scott, James Scott. Short ball to Dingwall. Fraser Dingwall going from outside in, and now they look to try and steal it. Van der Merwe thinks that he has. No clear release. They'll get the penalty here.
Daylight, penalty advantage.
And so White gets it out. The missed pass out to Ibitoy. Goes on the outside, showing the sideline. Nice pass. And to Parton, but no advantage.
Yeah.
Nice bit of sportsmanship as well. We saw after Ibitoy was taken into touch, the two getting up and patting each other.
Yeah, post.
Such as the sportsmanship in our game, and England have decided that they want to try and extend their lead. Have a look at this. The defence comes in, take him over the line there in a copybook tackle, and they're running a nice line in support.
Okay.
Dingwall did well to just carry the ball.
I'm aware of that. And for me,
really straight against the grain.
Yeah, of course.
That's what gets you over that imaginary gain line.
%75% success. 3 from 4. This certainly in his range. Won't have a problem with the distance. Terrific young player as Marcus Smith keeps his head down, but the flags get raised, and England get their first points of the second half.
Yeah, just what England need. Get themselves back on the scoreboard. They've been a bit rattled so far in this opening 8 minutes. Exactly what they needed. Marcus Smith just to settle the nerves.
Could see it. Nice kick-off. Weighted beautifully, and good concentration there from Edward Hill. Never took his eyes off the ball. Now the forwards want to rumble it up and try and get a better angle for Smith to try and clear it, but it'll probably be White here with the box kick.
Outside.
Just a little deft little chip kick coming across to Milani. Boy, he's done well. It's come from the left wing. He's read it early. Did the left wing up. Gets the ball back. No one out on the left-hand side, so they go to the right, where Chuck Weenie gets it back to Berger. Could see it. Some decoy runners, and that's Pistorius. Thought about throwing the miracle ball out the back. May have gone forward just slightly, and it has. And you can see the disappointment from Pistorius.
Knock on. You must let go of the ball.
And just forcing the pass there, Pistorius, but that's poor from England, working their way infield, and then just a little chip up. It was a chip to nothing, wasn't it? Just turning the ball over, giving South Africa ball on the front foot.
I'll tell you what, Tommy, the error count is down relative to the conditions. It's really heavy underfoot. We had that huge downpour right on kickoff. It's been raining on and off across today here in Narbonne. And a quick recap from some of the earlier games today here in Narbonne in the 5th place semis. It was Argentina too good for Wales, and then the one after that, Australia overpowered Italy. So we have our 5th place finalists all teed up for Sunday afternoon up in Béziers, Willie.
Slightly closer, good. Crouch! Fine!
Argentina will take on Australia for that 5th place spot on Sunday. But England are 30 minutes away from booking a date for another final. White gets it out to Smith, the missed pass out to Dingwall. Along the ground to Lombard. Gets a little bit of space, he'll chip, kick and run. Bumps it over the top, Smith's read it beautifully. And just so gracefully finds space in behind South Africa, ball inside the 22. Smith into the contact of Dixon, who's done well the loose forward to have to get on his bike and get back so quickly. And now Berger spots a gap. Berger goes through. Needs some support, does Berger. And he's just kicked it. Didn't go out on the full. Not sure whether that was the right option.
I think he just felt like he was seizing up, didn't he?
Okay, 3 wide replacement, 3.
If he kicked that downfield and it stayed
3
in.
whites, please.
Good work from and Jason Dixon, just to fight off by his side. Some time, get the support runners in behind him.
Okay, I'll watch.
I think Berger's idea was to keep this ball in play. Just didn't quite connect with it, did he?
Okay,
that then dribbles into the corner and England have to play the ball off.
We'll deal with it after.
It's a good return with South Africa getting the ball back.
Painter on for Hayes. First job is done, the clean line out, and then the execution from Parton down to where Similani immediately just got it and kicked it. Easy for the English defence to read that, and so Smith just gets it out to his fullback, and Parton goes down the middle of the field to Lombard. The kicking continues.
Hold! Green!
A little bit of real estate here in behind Ibitoy. Oh, bounces that beautifully. What a classy player Gianni LOMBARD is.
Yeah, he got his angles right there, didn't he? A lot of the kicks we've seen, they're getting too much height, which is allowing the catcher to get underneath it.
1 green, 3 green, replacement, please.
That one from Lombard kept it fairly low, and it just trickled in past Ibitoy.
Well, guys, both coaches ringing some changes, particularly through the front row as well, with Leon Lyons and little Bakanye coming onto the field for South Africa. We saw that change from England, so fresh legs early up front in this second half.
Big units as well. In Clubber, Kanye. Wow. The man Mountain, they go over the back and they haven't got an ace. Looking for a double. Too short. Here comes South Africa. The pick and go. Fresh legs on the field. That's Lyons.
Advantage,
They've got an advantage here, South Africa. The line out didn't work for England. South Africa looked to try and cash in here. The pick and go. And again, it's the new man, Leon Lyon. Just short now, they pick and dive. Dixon couldn't get there, the ball is there. Coming back on the South African side. Against the post, that's a try! Super play from Norkia. Oh, wonderful from Ruan Norkia. The big lock, he knew that if he put the ball against the post, it's a try.
Time off, lads.
Oh, we're going to have a look, are we?
Yeah, I think there was a ball that was knocked on before that, and I think England may have asked the referee, we'll listen in.
Checking for potential knock-on.
There you go, the potential knock-on.
Not to award the try, please. Thank you.
Well, it was exceptional intelligence and awareness, wasn't it, from Norkia anyway?
Yeah.
Look at this. Is there a knock-on?
Phase before, because then they go again. Still has control from here. Please. Still has control there, Gaffy.
That's where the ball's come back, so that hasn't been lost forward.
Just look at one more angle.
Okay.
And this is where the try's actually scored. So just asking whether here, when he had it a go, Dixon, he's released the ball, he hasn't lost it forward, and now it comes backwards. I think this is going to be a try.
I think you're right. Certainly clawed it backwards, didn't he? There's nothing wrong with Norkia getting it at the bottom of the pole.
They're in.
Yeah, go on, Gabby.
Look, there's no clear and obvious knock on, so
I agree.
stay with it.
For me, the first one, he looks in control, and then it comes back and he grounds on the base, yeah. Cool.
Cheers.
Oh, great officiating from Dan Jones and also from Shane McDermott, the TMO. And here come the baby box.
Well, guys, real shade to that test match from last weekend when South Africa were blown out early by England and then found a way to get back in. Let's not forget, England led this 19-zip. Now back to a 6-point game. It's getting spicy.
No mention of altitude here in Narbonne.
Oh, that ball has gone high. Plenty of altitude there, but South Africa starting to find some confidence. The try scorer Norkia takes the kick. Burger looks to try and get inside the English half. Parton keeps his eyes on the ball. Beautiful from the London Irish fullback. Absolute class. White out to Hill. He just has not stopped putting his body on the line.
Sorry, go again, Gabby.
There's Edward Hill.
Okay, it's
the
a penalty
battering ram.
advantage. It was a tackle in the air.
Smith to Hardwick. That pass looked forward, but the referee says tackle in the air.
Contact, didn't realise.
Earlier was dangerous.
Yeah, 10 green, contact in the air. Just a penalty.
So I could see it.
Cheers, Gabby.
England getting a good opportunity to get upfield. Not necessarily had a huge opportunity to do that this second half.
I thought he didn't. TMO told me he had.
It's flip reverse, isn't it? 64%, 51% possession, sorry, in this second half for South Africa. Really starting to get a hold of this game.
And more problems for the English in the line-out. They won't get the advantage, but I don't know what's happening there. Walker was so good in the first half and just not finding his targets. Maybe the timing off from the lifters as well.
Okay, you lads have been on this. Let's up the standard now, yeah? Let's up it.
Issues within the line-out, but I think also England are feeling the pressure that South Africa are applying to them.
There you can see the possession. It's been dominated by the men in the green shirts, 60-40. 3 tries apiece. The difference being the boot of Marcus Smith with 2 penalties. As England lead 25-19, not far away from the final quarter of this match. Well, it's living up to its billing. 24-22 last year, 39-17 the year before. Pressure comes on, but South Africa stays strong. And they'll get an advantage. Ace gets it back to Burger. Out to Pretorius. He's isolated. And now they'll get a great opportunity to drive play down into the England half.
Yeah, the number of penalties for England just creeping up now, starting to cost them territory.
Well, they've started to get parity at scrum time as well, haven't they, Wheelie? We saw England start so strong at the set piece. South Africa have found their feet.
I think there's been a real impact from the bench as well, guys. Lyons and Klabakane and Dixon, who has come on, has been huge for South Africa in jersey 19.
Okay. Hold, time off, wait.
We've got the tackle stats in front of us here, Willie. England made 114 tackles. Compare that to South Africa's 50.
When you're doing twice as many tackles as the opposition, you're going to be tired. And I think the young men might start to feel it in the back end of this game. In the last quarter, here's the repeat of the try. Smart play from Norkia.
Certainly one of the things I've noticed working on these rugby under 20s, it's the pace of the game, the desire to shift the ball, attack in different areas. Incredible pace.
Norkia wins it, gives it back to Van der Merwe. They roll the sleeves after the big forwards, and now he breaks away. Van der Merwe. Good tackle that coming in from Ben Curry, the captain. Burger out to Pretorius. Nice strong run from the second 5. Quickly it's cleared. Here comes Klabakane. Again over the advantage line. Here's the captain now. South Africa getting into their work. They change the point of attack and now look to try and strike back Lions. Real impact, and Seville felt the full brunt of that. Comes back to Ace. 6 phases. That's the 22 line of England, you can see. Burger spots a gap. Pops the ball up. Norkia. Again. Just slow down to the forwards, and there's Dixon. Another man that's made a real impact. Ball comes loose and is an advantage. White just kicks it downtown, and Lombard will have to go back 50 metres to start the attack again. He's told to kick the ball, and that's exactly what he does. Straight down to Parton.
Yeah. Hold. Okay, one, you've had a tackle with no arms, so we've got a penalty against you, okay?
There you go.
Thank
I
you.
wondered why he looked like he was feeling the effects and he hadn't put his arms in the tackle, and this is going to give South Africa a chance
no arms, okay?
to get closer to that England total.
I mentioned it before, didn't I? Ill discipline is now costing England.
Thank you.
We saw it with the senior side at the weekend, and again it's happening here.
Well, Lombard hasn't missed the kick, and they're going to go for 7. I thought they would have taken the points that were available to them and just closed the deficit, but these are young men that play what's in front of them. Norkia gets up and brings it down. Here comes Van der Merwe. He works it from the back. They scored a try earlier through this means, and now Van der Merwe asking his forwards to pump the legs. Stays in there.
Straight for the middle.
They break away. It was Curry that came through. Now Kepoku gets his hands on the ball. They get the penalty, England. Oh, wonderful play from Curry and Kepoku.
Two guys that have led from the front in terms of that English pack. Ben Curry getting the player down to the floor. Van der Merwe then pounced on by Joel Kepoku. Look at this. Body position in tight over the ball. And then move me if you can.
Guys, just got the English bench behind me, and they went absolutely berserk when Big Joel got his mitts on that one. As you say, Tom, mate, you are not shifting 125 kilos in that body position. That is textbook.
Okay.
Numbers!
There you go, gets up and says.
Thank you. You've got a set, Tim. You've got a set.
Well done. Now, should they have taken the points? I'm an old traditionalist. That's the way that the points were available. We're always told to take them, but all England have sorted out their line-out problems. Quickly, it's sacked immediately.
Use it.
Walker
Now play away.
to White. Runs around the corner, gets driven back, and now White chips it up. Ibitoy will chase. Similani comes in. Oh, that's a good contest between two classy wingers. Oh, magical. Great skills from both England and also South Africa. Buthelezi. Oh, he's big and strong as the blindside ball is there for Berger. Looks out to the right, gets it to Coetzee to the line. The missed pass. Pretorius can't hold on to it. And now Dingwall races away. Sprinting. It's Olawafala. Oh, yes, it is. Olawafala gets the 4th.
Great finish from Olawafala, but that's all down to the hard work in midfield of Fraser Dingwall. He read the defence perfectly, he spotted the attacker, and he made a massive hit which coughed the ball up. And then, as soon as the ball is in Jordan Olawafala's hands, he is away and there's no catching him. Look at this, pick your man, whack, nice and low, cough the ball up, and there's no way that anyone's getting a hold of the England winning there.
Enough time.
He just read it so well, didn't he, Tom? Came outside and let the decoy runner go through, picked the man who was going to get his hands on the seed, and Dingwall just goes ding, ding, whack.
Jordan Olawafala, the most metres, 265 leading into this game. #1 in the tournament. And from going on attack 5 metres from the England line to bang behind your posts, England showing why they are such a classy outfit.
Yeah, and coaches talk about consequences, don't they? As a consequence of having the ball turned over on the try line, South Africa have then gone back and had to work so hard to get the ball back into midfield. And then a consequence again of a big hit. It's 2 efforts, Kepoku and Dingwall. They've created that.
Stop the clock, please, lads.
Jezulu comes in for Pretorius, and you can see there one of the front rowers is also going to be replaced. Appreciative and very knowledgeable. The French crowd here, Van der Merwe, is replaced by Erasmus.
Okay, time on.
What's left in this tail? Beautifully taken by Norkia, and they get inside the 22 straight away. Again, it's one-off running, and again, it's Lions.
Yes.
Berger to Dixon, standing start, not really too many options for the flanker, but just put his head down and charge forward. They've got another advantage. Here's Erasmus. He was getting splinters sitting on the sideline. Now he gets his chance to get out there.
Okay, no effort to roll.
And what will they do here?
No effort at all.
Corner again, surely.
I haven't seen anything. If you've seen it, flag it. Option. Corner.
Bit of a discussion going on. Don't quite know why they would go for the poles now, having made that choice earlier on.
Okay. It needs to improve, please. Okay.
You may have heard the words from the Welsh referee, it needs to improve. That was the Dean Curry. And to his team who are making problems. And this is a guy that has made big changes, Kepoku coming off. He gets a round of applause from the crowd. Willis is on. And here's the first throw for Erasmus. Norkia, who won it from the kickoff, remember, has claimed the ball. They keep it in tight, the South African. This is one of their strengths, is this young South African team. They can rumble and mix it up forward. Now they stay on their feet, looking to get over. They've got down. What does the referee say? Held up. Wow. South Africans looked confident, but number of white shirts there. One of them is Basham, and the other one was Curry.
Well, it's an area they're so comfortable in, isn't it? The dynamism, the power that they've got in that area. It's almost a go-to when things aren't clicking elsewhere. They can resort back to their driving line out, and it's worked so well for them tonight.
Erasmus, the man, well, individually thought he could have got over the line. He couldn't because of the strong defence. 32-19, 17 to play. South Africa needs to score within the next 5 minutes.
Let's go, Aaron! Let's go, Aaron! Let's go, Aaron! Let's go, Aaron! Let's go!
Changes in the front row. They stand up. Ace has the ball, and the front rows have come up, so they'll reset.
2 of you are stood up, okay? We'll have a reset.
Come on!
16 and 2 is up. Same time.
All day, boy! Come on! Let's go!
It's an area
Let's work hard.
that they pride themselves to. South Africa and England set pieces. I just wonder, Sean, that loss of Kepoku, because that's a lot of weight that you've got in behind the front row there.
Okay, keep that set
for England.
It is, but both these sides just seem to be able to replace like with like. Big unit goes off, big unit comes on.
Berger puts it in.
Far side, lads.
Far side's gone down, so.
Okay, one white replacement, please. Replacement, please. One white replacement. Yeah, I'm coming this way.
They've lost it. Man comes on in jersey 17. There's a lot of fabric in that shirt. And there he is, Alexander Seville. His great-granddad, George Biddy, Telford, played for England back in 1920.
Kieran Knight, his replacement, he was one of the players that played in this fixture last year, wasn't he? He knows what this South African front eight are all about.
Third scrum in this area. Ball is hooked. Ace has under control. They've got the advantage now. They'll look to try and work something. Penalty.
Okay, too quickly around.
Yeah, boys! Another one!
Scrum.
Let's go!
Okay, stay square, simple.
Just got to be careful here, England, I think. It's an area they're under a huge amount of pressure in. And we've seen in this tournament, haven't we, that referees, they know exactly what they're looking for, and they know how teams try to play this area.
Let's go, Aaron, come on.
I'd like to see the big South African number 8 just pick it up and have a go. They're expecting the shove here.
Set.
1, 2, 3, score. Let's go, Aaron. Let's go, Aaron.
Hook.
Keep height.
And now he'll look to try and rumble forward. He can put his hands in between the locks to grab the ball if he wants. They've got to use it here. So Berger out to Russ. Standing start. Gained some valuable metres, and now the forwards have detached from the scrum and work into the midfield. Here's Norkia. Buys a metre and a half. Dixon gets another one.
He's off, look, he's on it.
We can be patient here. South Africa, no need to panic. Dixon again with another carry.
Lost, White. No, clear.
Nokia gets the assistance of his type 5 in Klabakani. Now it's Willing, and now they get close, just a metre short, South Africa. They need to be disciplined here to England. South Africa are saying that's a try. Lombard's jumping up and down. The referee says we're going to have a look upstairs.
It was almost a replica of that first half try, wasn't it, for South Africa? England just not numbering up properly. They're getting too many players caught on that near side.
I can see the ball on the line, but I can't see how it got there. So any reason, I cannot award the try, please.
So any reason you cannot award the try?
Yeah, please.
Okay, mate.
Clear instruction again from Dan Jones. Any reason he can't award the try? That looks pretty good to me.
Well, initially he sort of shaped to award the try to Dan Jones, and then pulled out of it and thought, hang on a second, high stakes game. I'll send this one upstairs. What's your take, really? Is he there?
He is. You can tell by the reaction of the players too. They normally get pretty excited, and I think it's Manuel Russ. Not sure about. He's definitely there, and he is definitely
just
over the line.
Just one more angle, mate.
So there he is. He's gone through the middle. No problem at all for me.
Hey there, Dan.
Yeah, go on.
There's no clear and obvious reason to not award that try, mate.
Okay, I've seen the ground laughter. There is no reason not to give it, so it's a try.
Here comes South Africa.
Oh, look out. Manuel Russ doing brilliantly, showing his forwards exactly how to do it. They'll hate that. An outside centre getting involved in pick and goes. But it's working for South Africa. That tight game is their key.
Wow, this is a big moment for Lombard. He converts it, he brings it back to a 6-point match. Converted try will put them in the lead, but this to make them only have to score once instead of twice. 100% record thus far. Part of the 2017 South African team that lost 24-22 to England. Wow, he just had a stab at it, didn't he? And so the difference is 8.
Tell you what, guys, 56 points combined already, 13 minutes to play in slippery conditions. Just shows you the class of this current crop of 20s doing their thing.
Mudit, the South African captain, plays it backwards, so it didn't get lost forward, and then he claims the ball. Berger will look to try and exit from here after they've scored points. They want to get out of their own half. Berger puts it up in the air. Zulu chases, and there's plenty of other forwards there as well, but falls into the hands of Painter. Or was that Knight that got his hands on it? Now looking for territory. So much at stake here, not wanting to make a mistake. And Zulu does the right thing.
Yeah, that's a good kick from Tom Hardwick, pretty intelligent play. Zulu was fairly well up the field in the kick chase. Tom Hardwick noticed there's no one at home, just putting the ball back. Happy to run a bit more time off that clock.
Time off, okay, he's in the way, lads. Time off, in the way.
Wasting time.
11 minutes to play.
Yeah, okay.
8
Get
points
off
the
them now,
difference. These two sides have met on 10 occasions. England have won 7, South Africa 3. And you'd have to go back to 2013 was the last time that South Africa had victory against England. 2010, they won that match 27-22, and 2012, 28-15, and then 31-24 in 2013. The only 3 times that South Africa tasted success
Time on.
is 2018, another year. Again, the line out isn't won, and South Africa race up to secure possession. Forwards arrive, Berger looks at the options, does the Sharks. Number 8, and halfback rather, gets his hands on the ball, kicks, and now they chase. Parton gets ball and plenty of time, beats the first, lovely offload to Oluwafela. He goes in, out, and around, now the strength game. Ace makes the tackle, Green tries to steal the ball. White. Gets driven back. Smith plays first receiver and then just passes it on to Hill. He's good as Hill. South Africa look interested in the contact area. They'll get the penalty. And England didn't send in enough players.
England just thinking about the next phase. You've got to concentrate on keeping hold of that ball. Make sure you get into the breakdown, support the ball carrier. Need someone right up his backside. Good play though from Parton and Oluwafela, wasn't it, originally? Good break. Good timing of the pass as well. Just wonder whether that ball could have gone to Dingwall on the outside.
Well, this young South African side have 9 minutes to try and score twice. The deficit is 8 points. Mudut wins it, gives it back to Erasmus. Real impact from the bench, some of these players that have come on, and Erasmus. Now they charge forward. The discipline from England needs to be good in this area of the park.
7.
They've got an advantage here, South Africa. They might take the points just to close it to 5. The double blast, stand by. It's never good when the referee goes beep, beep.
Okay, wait. I don't need you, thank you, I'm good. Okay. Lost your bind and you've come in the sides causing a disruption, okay? This is a team warning. Any more, I might now have option, okay? Mark's here.
I mentioned the penalties were creeping up.
Okay,
that's England's 14th penalty. It's twice the amount that South Africa have given it away. There's a pretty clear message, isn't there, from Dan Jones. Next one looks very much like it'll be a yellow.
Time on.
And a key attacking position for South Africa, who have been brilliant in this area tonight.
The captain goes high, they compete to England. And Erasmus goes up and steals it, has gone forward. An error there, great work from England.
And what an opportunity missed for South Africa.
White.
You can see what it means to that English pack. But almost the shoulders slumped, didn't they, of that South African front 8. Opportunity lost. Look at that second half possession. Nearly 70% in favour of the South Africans.
Crouch!
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Fine.
No messing around here from England. This is all about the set piece and exit.
Use 9, please, use it.
Call to use it, so Basham does the right thing by just taking it off.
Okay, no, back
Goes
up now,
across
lads,
the
back
field and buys valuable time off the clock here, so they'll just slow things down here, England. Playing it with his foot.
Use now 9, please.
There's White. And he clears it nicely. Down to Lombard. Looks up and he sees Ibitoy, and then he sees a gap. Goes through it! Lombard with the offload! Injazulu needed to keep the ball in play. And I think Hill might have taken it out. This might be a South African feed.
Locked in by which player?
Great counter-attack from Lombard. Completely and utterly skilled, skinned Ibitoy.
Thank you.
And then
it's a line out, lads.
Ed Hill. He's been brilliant all tournament.
Hold, wait.
Working so hard to get back and shut that attack off.
Let's get this right. Okay, do we know? Sorry? Say that again, Gab? Thank you. Green line out, okay, fine.
Not a stick! Not a stick! 10!
They did change it, and they've changed the point of attack. Have the South Africans, they need to score. pretty much immediately. Erasmus gets his hands on the ball and controls it. England need to be disciplined here. A penalty.
Advantage.
There you go, and the referee might go to his
Penalty
pocket too.
advantage, 5.
He said that he wasn't going to tolerate too much of the ill discipline in this area of the field, and here it goes. Well, he's given the warnings, and now they're going to get down to 14.
Okay, you lost your bind, you went in.
James Scott is in the bin.
Well, it was coming, wasn't it? The team warning. Next penalty. They said it'd be yellow. And now England have got to work ultra hard for this last 6 minutes. Keep South Africa out. This isn't dead.
Far from it. And you kind of feel they're starting to get the ascendancy now. Sean Maloney is South Africa.
We'll just remind you, they were down by 19, were South Africa. Chance now to close the gap.
They win the line out.
That's some more, keep it up.
Buthelezi gets it. Here's Erasmus. Erasmus charging. 1 metre short. Ball is there. It's slow ball. They pick and go again. This time, they're over. Yes, they are. In Klabakani. South Africa have scored.
Brilliant from South Africa. Stick with what is working. This has been a really strong performance from this South African front eight in the second half. And Asanathi Ntlabakanye has done a job for his team. Got them right back in this. And this is a nightmare now for England, because how do they manage these last few remaining moments?
Well, man, you touched on the possession for South Africa in the second half. What about the field position? They've just grabbed the deck chairs, a couple of cans of lemonade, and set up camp in England's half. What a finish we've got coming.
It's never disappointed, these semi-finals between these two superpowers of rugby here in the south of France in Narbonne. And Lombard will look to try and make it a one-point game, as easy as you like.
Hey, well, he might have missed a couple earlier on, but that's the one to get.
Oh, wherever you're watching in England and South Africa, what a spectacle and what a future so many of these young men have. England, 4 minutes with 14 players. South Africa 1 point behind as Green goes high, claims the ball from the kickoff. The baby box looking to get into another final. Berger goes to the skies. Parton gets it with plenty of time. Similani has chased up, and now another tackle from Murat. What a captain and what a player he is. Again, the line speed from South Africa is good. They sprint up to ask some questions and put pressure on England. South Africa has not beaten England since 2013. And now England have kicked it down to Green. Ball's gone backwards. The captain is there and it's in touch.
Line out white ball.
And it's Murat, isn't it?
Okay, no.
Worked so hard to get back and help his teammate Tyrone Green. Just came off his shin into touch. Now England with a golden opportunity.
Let's go, white line out.
3 minutes to go on the clock. Both lineouts have been under pressure.
We need to go, lads, please. Let's go.
Don't go and put the kettle on. Make a cup of tea if you're watching. It's going to be a champagne finish, and how appropriate we're in the south of France talking about champagne. And look at this tackling stats. 3-1. The England shoulders must be very warm now. 163 tackles. South Africa just 55.
Yeah, they've missed 18, South Africa, but they missed 13 in that first half. This is now a moment for Hardwick, White and Marcus Smith to manage this game to the end. Gain line success, England were leading. Look at that, 52 times South Africa have now got over the gain line. Compare that to just 24 for England.
I know a lot of the Jam boys in South Africa will be watching their young team here. Can South Africa find a little bit of magic in the next 2.5 minutes? England desperate to try and keep their hands on the ball and buy some time. Work the hard meters here. Go down Blood Nose Alley, as we call it. It's not a nice place to go.
No.
It's tough down
Be careful.
the close channels. And England now 2.5 minutes out. They need to be careful here not to get isolated. Knight picks and goes. And Klabakani tries to get his hands on the ball. He can't.
Stay on your feet. Stay up.
They go a little wider through Basham. That's a good run from the number 8. He hasn't stopped trying all afternoon, all evening.
Really interesting to see Marcus Smith. He just turned around full 180 degrees, looked at the clock. He's working out exactly how to manage this game.
Tell him to stay on their feet, 9. Keep him up.
Well, if he gets in the pocket and wants to have a drop kick, he will join Howard Packman, who did it in 2014 for England.
Use it.
The only time a drop kick has been in a semi-final. And Marcus Smith now. They've lost the forward. So here comes South Africa with a real opportunity. The ball is turned over, the ball is there. They're going to have to go 75 metres, South Africa. They've got the players. They changed the point of attack. Could see it. Gets it out to Russ. Now out to Green. Green on the outside. Russ needed to keep that ball alive.
No, clear advantage. You had went through the hands. No issues.
Fraser Dingwall again. Look at the work rate from the outside centre. Bounces off one. Tyrone Green gets round Olawafela. And it's that man Dingwall again. Pushing his opposite number, Manuel Ras, into touch.
Captain! It'll be a free kick in.
Well, they might be young men, but they've learned from some of the best in the world on how to buy some time. They can't win the line out. Still a chance for South Africa. Now it comes back into the hands of Hardwick. He's isolated. South Africa look interested. They pile in. England have the ball. Smith gets it and they go a little wider. England now just 15 seconds away. South Africa need possession.
Good contest.
The contest is over now and Knight gets his hands on the ball. The Gloucester prop barrels in. South Africa desperate for possession. England desperate to hear the siren. Now they get it and kick it out. Is it too early? No! England take one step closer to gold. They have beaten South Africa to claim a spot in the final for 2018. And an epic semi-final. England 32, South Africa 31.
What a game. Brilliant from England in that first half, just to get out and get up by 19 points. But we've seen it before in this tournament, haven't we? South Africa, the desire that they have to get themselves back into games time and time again. Fantastic effort from the junior Springboks. But fair play to that England under-20 side through to another final.
England, the champions, and 13, 14 and 16. They got off to a flying start, as you mentioned. They led by 19 points. And then it became 22-5 at the break. South Africa showing all the spirit and all the class to make this a fantastic contest. And let's get some English reaction from their outstanding captain, Ben Curry, is with Sean Maloney.
Well, Ben Curry, talk us through it. What's going through your mind at the moment?
Yeah, a bit messed up at the moment. First half, really well. That's obviously, it shows what we can do when we get it right. Obviously, we're going to look at that second half. I mean, fair play to South Africa. That was a great comeback, but yeah, we've got some things to work on, definitely.
Up by 19, do you have shades of the test match from last weekend going through your mind?
Yeah. No, I was just focusing on what I could do for the lads. Obviously, it's a very tough game, so there's not really much else you can think about apart from defending your own line with your body. So, no, it's a really good game. Fair play to South Africa, but definitely a lot to work on before this final.
And Mr. Dingwall in the centres, he was huge for you guys today.
Yeah, he's a very good defensive player, very intelligent, good lad as well. No, really grateful to have him in the team.
Either New Zealand or France away. Good luck on Sunday.
Cheers, thank you very much. And, they'll be both very good teams, so we'll see. Cheers, thank you very much.
He's a terrific captain, is Ben Curry. He's destined for higher honours as well. But this is an England side that got off to a flying start. And South Africa worked their way back in. And so Salman Mudit is their big captain. And he's now downstairs with Sean Maloney.
Well, a word, how do you describe it?
Yeah, I know, I don't have any words. Yeah, we're just really disappointed. But I think all credit to the English, you know, they came out and yeah, it was just very disappointing.
What happened early on to fall behind by 19?
Yeah, like I mentioned in our previous game, you can't really start the game off that bad. You know, we were on the back foot from the start. You know, all credit to the English. But yeah, you know, I'm very proud of my boys, the way they came back. Yeah, we'll recruit from this and yeah, just build for our next game.
If you play that same way through the back 60 on Sunday, you look like you'll go pretty close to jagging the bronze.
Yeah, you know, we'll recover from this game. Like you said, we need to start proper. Can't really start like that, yeah, but you know, I'm very proud of my boys, the way we fought back, and yeah, thank you.
Unbelievable game of footy. Good luck on the weekend.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
8-3 it now reads in the encounters between South Africa and England. England have won 5 in a row, and they just seem to find a way to get it done. And is 2018 the year that England claims their 4th World Rugby Under-20 Championship? They have broken the hearts of South Africa again, winning by a point of 32 points to 31. And it is the 4th year in a row that England have beaten South Africa. They're into another final, looking to claim their 4th title at the World Championships.
En Europe aura lieu la traditionnelle tournée d'automne. Ce sera l'occasion de retrouver le 15 de France qui se mesurera à l'Afrique du Sud et aux Fidji, au Stade de France et à l'Argentine à Lille, au Stade Pierre-Mauroy. La billetterie est ouverte, alors n'hésitez pas, rejoignez-nous sur ffr.fr.